Hello friends, Samuel Graham doing TCGs yet again. You'll notice things are slightly different this time. You don't see my face. I am having some issues troubleshooting my camera. So for now, we're just going to look at the cards. But we're going to look at the cards anyway because I can't wait. It's Outsiders. We got this. We're here. New set time at last. This is my Rudy box. So I got me a pink visor, which is exciting. Good times there. So yeah, with apologies, well, or maybe congratulations, you don't have to see my face. How's about that? We will dive right on into this case number 1 of Outsiders, and have a good time with that. I tested the camera on a different app and it's working, so it appears that it might just be OBS that is disturbing it, but the Windows camera app was fine. So I don't know what to tell you other than we'll get it working again later on, but for now y'all care less about my face than you do about the cards, so let's just do what we can and not keep you waiting. As my phone is acting cranky over here too. Let's see about getting that buzzer a little bit more quiet. But here we go. Let's do this. So I noticed these are Belgium, so these do seem to be paper packs. I believe the Japanese printer does not have the paper pack ability. But Belgium does. So here goes. That is paper indeed. We love it. My first pack of my first box of Outsiders. There's a lot of this I haven't seen yet, so we've got Brush Off Blue, Ravenous Rabble, that's a familiar friend, Scout the Periphery, top card of Hero's deck, next attack action card you play from Arsenal this turn. Okay, so that's interesting. So I guess that could be yours. You could look at the top, kind of boost a Azalea turn, I guess. When this hits a hero, create Ponder. Alright. Infect. When this hits a hero, create Bloodrot Pox token. Falcon Wing. Has name counter +1, but it's a 0 cost, so that's not too bad at all. Isolate. Stealth and Dominate. It's a 1 Dominate, which is kind of funny, but I guess if you can boost it enough, that becomes serious business. Back Heel Kick. Murkmire Grapnel. So I'm going to be kind of slower on some of these because I have them in my hand for the first time. Okay, that lighting is not going to work for me. I think that looks better. So I think I didn't really pay attention. So that's our first rare, Death Touch, which is a pretty good card. I'm kind of looking forward to giving that one a whirl. Oops. We got Frailty Trap. Spike with Bloodrot is another rare. Spire Sniping. Oh, that's a... Gotcha. That's our foil. A common foil. Mask of Many Faces for a common there. And some tokens in the back. And my camera is getting out of whack already. Well, all right. Nothing crazy for a first start, but first pack is in. Peace of mind. Next time you be dealt combat damage, prevent 4, create ponder. Okay, that's interesting. That's a little expensive, I get. Freewheeling renegades. If this is defended by an action card, it has -2. Okay, fair enough. That's an interesting card, I think. Widowmaker. I enjoy this one. Gotta make them defend with a bunch, don't you? So there is Hurl for our first rare. I think I saw something fancy already. Bonds of Ancestry. Maybe this was all it was. Be Like Water. That's still a cool card. When it hits, you may pay 1. If you do, choose Head Jab, Surging Strike, or Twin Twisters. It gains the name. That's kind of fun. Wayfinder's Crest and some tokens. Lots of ponder, but we got both of our adult ranger heroes there. This will be a longer than usual opening. I'm fairly certain of that, just because it is the first one. First one we're doing. You know what? I set the visor over there. Let's keep it there. It came with everything too. Cut down to size. When it hits, if they have 4 or more cards in hand, they discard. That's kind of interesting. And it's a popper. There's our first majestic. It is a stab wound assassin ninja. 0 for 2. If it hits, they lose X health, where X is the number of times a dagger has hit. Okay, so that's actually a kind of fun little card. Humble, our first rare foil, Bleed Out, and a Seeker's Hood piece of gear. All right, I'm gonna try and speed this up a little bit for you. I know I'm savoring it, but you know, I'll see what I can do. I'm not gonna promise anything. I'll put it that way. Feisty Locals. If it's defended by an action, it's +2. That's a fun card. There's a Death Touch, yellow. Bonds of Ancestry, and yellow Feisty Locals in foil. And a Threadbare Tunic. That's pretty much as good as a Spring Tunic, right? Brush off. Next time you would be dealt 3 or less damage this turn, prevent it. That's kind of fun. Generic instant. Maybe red to prevent 3 like that. Maybe that's a backstab. Infectious Host. And foil 1/2 punch. Ooh, there's Uzuri for the first time. Love to see that. Maybe brush off, like that feels like maybe it might have use in Dromai. Infect. If it hits a hero, create a blood drop hex. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Toxicity. Spinning Wheel Kick. Short and Sharp. And a Seeker's Gilet? What? Pay 1, destroy it. Prevent the next 1 damage. It would be dealt this turn. Opt 1. Okay, that's kind of fun. I'm not doing a good job keeping my packs on camera. I mean, they're for me, so what does it really matter? But, Twin Twister, yeah, okay. Withering Shot, Frailty Trap. Ooh, there's a good majestic that I was hoping to see. Assassin Ranger. Let's get us a Codex of Inertia. I'm not sure it's the best of the codexes. Maybe it's the worst of the codexes. but I'm going to be into all of the codexes regardless. Alright, and there was Humble for a rare and a Recoil for a foil rare. Blade Cuff. Destroy it, your daggers gain +1. Alright. Cost 2, but that's not bad. Alright, once I get through the first half of this, I might really speed it up. Yeah, Bleed Out, Wreck Havoc, that fun spoiler art that came out, Falcon Wing, and some Seeker Mitts. So I've heard that the Majestic pull rate is notably lower in this set. So I'm curious to see if my Lace with Inertia, looking for a scrap, and that is a rainbow. There's fisticuffs. Like, it looks rainbow foil, but part of what I'm running, I'm pretty sure that's a rainbow foil. The border looks foiled too, though. Regardless, you know what? It's early in a set. It's a foil equipment. We'll call it a win. We will call that a win. Deek Horizon, another returning card. Ravenous Rabble again. Some scuffed up cards there. Lots of repeat cards, I guess. Since it's a draftable set. Tar Pit Trap, Bonds of Ancestry Blue, and Isolate in red. Seeker's Leggings. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a closer look at that Silken Gi. I'm just not 100% sure what foil treatment that is. Looking for a scrap. There's a Majestic foil for us. Down and Dirty. For our first extra special kind of hit there. Let's move that around there. We'll put Foily Fun there. Like that, but that Silken, like, there's more rainbow, like in the background, it looks a lot more rainbowier than usual. But visit the Floating Dojo. There's a Majestic for us. And Lace with Blood Rot. And a Humble foil in yellow. And Mask of Shifting Perspectives. Halfway through that first box. I'm excited. I wish you could see my face so that you could really see how excited I am. It is true, though. You'll have to trust me. Toxicity, Short and Sharp, Infectious Host, and Sedation Shot. So I guess that next to last slot is always armor, it looks like, which I think that's a good touch. Come and fight, or come to fight. Another repeat. There's Recoil, Back Heel Kick, and Shifting Perspectives. So that's one other thing I've noticed too, that I've seen people talk about how there are not 2 rares in every pack anymore, which I think is a interesting choice. Like, there can be 2 rares, let me put it that way, but there's not, like, automatically Shakedown. That looks pretty cool. I would not want to be on the receiving end of that look. And there's a yellow Recoil in foil. Second one, that's kind of funny. And Seeker's Leggings. So we've got what I think is a cold foil. We've got a Majestic foil. But it's just interesting that it seems like they reduced that rare pull rate. Backstab and Looking for a Scrap. There's Infect and another Threadbare. What's a Threadbare? Are those feisty, ferocious? I deserve whatever heckling y'all give me for that. There is a death touch. There is a sneak attack and destructive deliberation. When it hits, create a ponder. 2 for 5 isn't like spectacular, and it's not a popper, but if it hits, create a ponder. I mean, it's something you've at least got to think about throwing that extra card in there. There's Rhetoric Havoc, Backstab, and Sedate with some mitts and tokens. This is kind of fun. I do like that there's that armor basically automatically in the back. The tokens are there for us. I kind of like what I'm seeing so far. Lace with Frailty and Brush Off. There's a regular. A regular silk. Here's Bleed Out and Amplifying Arrow. That's Majestic, regular Majestic number 5. Fletcher Redtail. And Pendulum Trap. Oh, that looks nasty. That's just gross. It defends and the attacking hero has played or activated a reaction this chain link. Put the top 2 cards of their deck into graveyard. I mean, that's kind of nasty. Okay, this is a cold foil. So I'm thinking a Seeker's Gelée. I apologize. You can mock me for that too. Like that is a cold foil. I can tell that for 100%. So looking at that. Yeah, this is a rainbow foil. The Seekers is a cold foil. Alright, having the two of them next to each other, that helps. That one was unquestionable. That was a cold foil right off the bat. There is Infectious Host, Murkmire Grapnel, and Seekers. So that's another one. There were not multiple rares in that pack, if I'm looking at this right. Yeah, I didn't miss one. I just think that's an interesting choice after kind of conditioning us to expect 2 rares or better per pack. There's a blue Death Touch, blue Sneak Attack, or yellow Sneak Attack, and blue Humble. Okay, so that's interesting though. So I got 3 rares in that pack. So I don't know. I feel like I would rather have every pack have 2 or better than, yeah, but sometimes you get 3. I think. But in the long run, that's still not too bad. That's Bleed Out. That's Spinning Wheel Kick. There's Looking for a Scrap. There's another one. Sedate Fleetfoot Sandals. People have been talking about these as garbage, I'm pretty sure. Destroy them. Target with attack 1 with 1 or less base goes again. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, it has some situational use, but I'm also not particularly confident in its actual utility. Backstab, Spinning Wheel Kick, Destructive Deliberation, and a Seeker's Hood. So that closes out. I love the Uzuri, the fact that the young is the Mysteria, the ninja. Generally, we expect that to be ninja bordering, from where she grew up lore-wise, and then the adult is the pants. I think that's a pretty cool touch. Lace with Inertia, glad to see that. I'm gonna try to dive into rebuilding Azalea and seeing if I can do something interesting with her with the new a Ranger support from this set. There's a Tar Pit Trap. There's an Infect and some Sandals. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, I played against an Azalea in an armory recently that nearly downed my Dorinthia. Like, it was looking for scrap, a straight up race, more or less. All right. See, okay, yep. So, to answer my question, that is a 100% a cold foil. Having seen this one versus the other one, it is now completely obvious. But that is our second common cold foil. A few packs in, no Majestics yet this box. We got only 5 regular Majestics. That's what I've been hearing. I wonder if they... Humble. I think that's a cool looking card. Skybound Shot. I wonder if they intentionally made that adjustment. I wish you could see my face. I keep on looking at the camera, but it's not cooperating. It's just, for whatever reason, OBS is not accepting it. I apologize. Ooh, red Death Touch, like that. There's our first Majestic of box 2. Spreading Plague. Spike with Frailty. Seeker's Hood. I wonder if they're intentionally trying to make stuff harder. I mean, it seems like they've made the adjustments. Looking for Scrap, Backstab, Virulent Touch. Like, I seriously wonder if they are actively making the attempt to add a little bit more collectability again. I clearly don't know that for sure. Spike with Frailty again. Okie doke. Sure thing. And our first big hit for this case, that is a rainbow foil. Vambrace of Determination. Generic Arms. Love to see that. First big ol' hit. You know what? You get to hang out with the visor up here. How's that? That's fantastic. Let's actually take a look at this one. For the first big hit of Outsiders. The next prevention effect, that prevents damage, combat damage this turn, prevents 1 less. When this defends, you may pay 1. If you do, it gains +1 in Blade Break. Okay, so that is definitely our... Hey, you can pay 1 to ignore Crown of Seeds. Is basically what's going on there. Which, I don't know that it's the best card in the world. Like, to basically just be a... I'm there to counter one other card. Boulder Trap, that one's fun. But at the same time, it looks awesome, and it's definitely at least useful. Like, in the right... I feel like it's at least a solid sideboard kind of card. You know what I mean? Wreak Havoc, Spinning Wheel Kick, Feisty Locals in red, and Seeker's Mitts. It's certainly not a bad card. I'm just going to be... I'll have to see more results. It's something I could see myself throwing into... Ooh, Amnesia. Majestic number 2. I could see myself sideboarding that, like, even in my Dory. Fletcher Yellowtail. I love that these are all the different colored versions are the color in question. Spinning Wheel Kick, rare foil. I think that's a neat touch. I like that a lot. Backstab, Skybound Shot, and Sandals. Yeah, see, I don't... Pack like that felt bad. One rare common foil. Just kind of meh. I don't love that that change. Looking for a scrap. And there's Blue Tail to prove my point with the fletchings. And there is a rainbow foil, Mask of Malicious Manifestations, and then a non-foil right behind it. That's funny. Let's set that aside and we'll look at what you actually do. So pay 1, put a card from your hand or arsenal on bottom of your deck, destroy the mask. Reveal cards from the top of your deck until you reveal an attack action. Put it into your hand, then shuffle. Go again. That's kind of cute. That is a kind of cute, especially for sealed. I could see it being helpful. Limited. I use sealed as a catch-all for limited when I should say limited, because that's the actual term. And I keep on being sad that my face camera is not working because you can't see me reacting to these cards. If I hit something really awesome, you won't see me just sit there in stunned silence. Widowmaker in foil. That's fun. I want a red Widowmaker in foil. Red. Okie dokie. There we go. That's a nasty piece of art, but a potentially really dangerous card for Ninja. That's pretty cool. Majestic number 3. I'll go ahead and stack those up. Lace with Inertia, foil. Love that. That's definitely one of those, the lace with, that are gonna be worth taking a look in Azalea. Cause some trouble. There's Hurl. Actually, that's another card I want to take a look at. We'll pick that up. Let's finish the rest of the pack. So Hurl. As an additional cost to play Hurl, you may pay 1. When you do, it gains when this attacks. Target dagger you control deals 1 damage to hero. If damage is dealt this way, the dagger has hit destroy dagger. So that's pretty neat as far as like, there are definitely ways it can help from the Ninja perspective, but especially I think from the assassin perspective, with all the sort of disruptive effects that the different daggers do on hit, not really having the opportunity to block it. It's like, nah, sorry, you're stuck. You just have to deal with this now. I think that's neat. There's Red Hurl, Backstab, Isolate. So this is pretty good so far. Like, I don't know. I mean, obviously lots of stuff is still in flux with this set. Lots of things are still kind of floating around. But we got a Buzzsaw Trap. Majestic. It's number 4. You know, monetary card value, all that stuff is going to be in flux for a minute here. It won't be completely clear where everything lands for a while. I'm having to get used to this ordering too. Like, there can be weird little gaps. There's a Rare Toxicity, Red Death Touch, Humble, and Sedation Shot. Like most sets, I can kind of get in my routine. It's like, these cards, flip through them, they go to this stack. Easy, done, done, done. It's not as easy to do here. Spike with Blood Rot. Ooh. That's a nice looking rainbow foil majestic shakedown. So it looks like five regular majestics and one foil, more or less. A box does seem to be the accurate report. I mean, it's early yet. It's only the second box, but I feel like that is holding up at this point. I think I'm only at 4 majestics this box though, so this is the last pack. We'll see if it gives us one to keep that holding true. Yep, there it is. Majestic number 5. Gore Belching, which is a card that I'm really not sure about yet. And Bleed Out for a rare foil. And that wraps that up. So we've got a legendary thus far. Legendary, 10 majestics, 2 common cold foils, and 2 rainbow foil majestics. I don't know, the art on this set is pretty spectacular. There's something about it that just isn't clicking with me yet. On the other hand, Dynasty clicked with me really fast. This is box 3 starting off, by the way. And the more I have looked at Dynasty, the less interested I've been in it. So obviously, first impressions can end up changing wildly. There's Humble, which I think is a cool piece of art. Blade Cuff. But there are just like the reduced pulls. You know, both the not 2 or more in a pack. Toxicity. Wreck Havoc. Backheel Kick. And the only 5 majestics and the not guaranteed 2 rare or better. It just seems weird. I don't know. That said, everything else that the set does, like the art's fantastic. I'm excited about the Ranger support. Like, it legitimately looks pretty cool. So maybe I'm just whining too much on the front end. Obviously, sitting down and playing will make a huge difference. Lace with Frailty. Bonds Advance. All right. That is a second legendary. Another rainbow foil one, but that is Flick Knives. So we've got 2 legendary arms. Both rainbow foil. This is Ninja and Assassin. Once per turn, target dagger you control that isn't on the active chain link deals 1 damage to target hero. If damage is dealt this way, the dagger has hit. Destroy the dagger. So that's another very similar to Hurl. You know, essentially the same effect, being able to sacrifice a dagger to automatically hit with it. If you know you've got something that you want to make your opponent suffer through. That is pretty cool. I'm very happy. I mean, so I don't know. I was sitting there complaining 2 seconds ago about lack of rares and majestics, but I've got 2 legendaries. So what do I really have to complain about? There's Death Touch, Fletch Red, Recoil, and there's Isolate. Now, I'd love to see a cold foil high level card. That's there's first majestic of this box. Give and Take. Sneak Attack and Foil Backstab. So I'm having fun seeing this stuff. That's one thing too. I love spoiler season, and I especially love watching all the different content creators that get to reveal something. But part of me also, and I guess I could just avoid the spoilers, but part of me wishes everything wasn't spoiled. You know what I mean? It just adds a little bit more interest to opening the individual packs when you legit have to look at every Wreck Havoc and Spinning Wheel Kick. There's a Rainbow Foil Seeker's Head. When you have to look at everything like you don't know what anything does yet. But that is a minor complaint. I definitely appreciate that support given to content creators of basically giving them free content with the preview cards. I think that's neat. I mean, it's free advertising too, but you know what I mean. Codex of Bloodrot, there we go. I think I like that one a fair bit. Majestic number 2 of the box. Toxicity. Hurl. All right. Silverwind Shuriken, I believe. People are going to have to help me with my Fletch Yellow, with my pronunciations there. That's another interesting card. So it's a ninja action. So you play it out there, but can use it as an attack reaction. Target attack with combo gains +1. So it's just another. Your opponent knows you have it. But you can sit there and kind of, foil Amnesia. The video for this card with Pitch Perfect with Fluke guesting on it, not remembering who he was, what he was doing, all that. That was pretty funny. That was a very good video. I enjoyed it. If you're not listening to the Pitch Perfect podcast or following Fluke, the stuff he does, I believe that's 983 Media. If you're watching this, you almost certainly are watching those two. Don't get me wrong, but Melting Point. I think this is a fun card. I'm looking forward to giving that some shot. But if by any chance I am wrong, Hurl Blue in foil, and you are here and you're not there, you should check out both of those. Pitch Perfect is a really fun podcast. Melody and Elaine do great stuff over there, really trying to support their fellow women in the hobby and other marginalized groups as well. But, particularly women in the hobby. They do a lot of really cool stuff. They do great interviews. Sneak Attack, Infect. They just do some excellent stuff on the Pitch Perfect podcast. I cannot recommend a follow there nearly enough. Infectious Host. Plunge. Oh, snap. All right. We got us another legendary. We got us another Vambrace of Determination. But this is a cold foil legendary Vambrace of Determination. So we got 2 Vambraces, but we did get a rainbow and a cold foil. Holy cow. Love to drop stuff over there. Okay, so yeah, that's fun. 3 Majestics, one of them cold foil thus far. There's my red foil Widowmaker I was asking for earlier. Whew, and I got that cold foil big hit that I was asking for earlier. That is a pretty fiery... This case is rad, I guess is the short version of what I'm trying to say. Collapsing Trap, one of the legendary Riptide specialization traps. That one is, when this defends an attack with Go Again, the attacking hero discards their hand and draws that many -1. I know there's been a lot of conversation on the whole put it on Talishar or not discussion. I'm not going to dive into all that. I have not played with any of the stuff, but I've played against the new cards, and that one has definitely been one of the cards that made me think when I ran into it. Like, it definitely made me take some effort to decide how I wanted to handle it. So I think it has some potential. There's a Yellowtail, Sedation Shot, Seeker, and tokens. Last pack of box 3, and then we will dive in to finish up this case. Which, I mean, at the point I'm at right now, I apologize, I'm moving a stack of cards slightly out of my way. Even if it's just a straight 5 Majestics, 1 foil, whatever, this has already been this has been a great case. I cannot complain. I can't complain about this case overall. Even if this box is a dud per se, the case as a whole is 3 legendaries. One of them's a cold foil. What else do you say? Alright, here's a 3 rare pack. Ooh, and a cold foil. We got us a... So cold foils are doing the newly set up thing for the last couple sets. Or I guess Dynasty was a different animal, but Threadbare Tunic, cold foil. So I guess following the uprising pattern. And the cold foil is filling that next to last token slot, which I like. That's a fun way to do that, and keeps things interesting, saves a big ol' surprise for the end, but also doesn't take away another playable card from what you're doing. I would much rather have it thieve a token slot. So that is the first Majestic so far. Premeditate. Infectious Host. Another Infectious Host. Not a foil one, though. So we've already got a cold foil this box. So, and that's been another thing. I mean, again, this is my first case. This is one case out of how many in the world? Alright, there is a foil Majestic. Wander with Purpose. So, that's an interesting point, though. The legendaries are definitely, you know, legendaries are legendaries. You're not guaranteed that. Toxicity, Humble, Spinning Wheel Key, Falcon Wing. But this has been extremely consistent as far as, so far, 1 cold foil box. 1 foil, rainbow foil Majestic per box. And 5 non-foil Majestics per box. Like, it has been very, very consistent so far in that regard. There's another Majestic. So I'm curious if that will bear out down the line. Place with Blood Rot. Spinning. Or they could just give me another cold foil and I could be wrong about that, and I would be totally fine with that too. I would not complain about the lack of consistency. Backstab, Feisty Locals. So I think I've got 2 Majestics this box already, but I've already got a cold foil and a foil Majestic. So I kind of feel like outside of more Majestics, I don't know how much more excitement we've got in this one. We're in the back half of this last box, though. There's Barbed Undertow. When it has an aim counter, it gains when this hits. Choose red, yellow, or blue until the start of your next turn. They can't pitch with that color. That is nasty. Like, that is a really tough effect. Like, you could be going to say you're going against like a red line Dromai and you just blank them out. Like, yeah, you can't pitch red. Have fun. Sucks to suck. Like, there are a lot of options there that can really mess up somebody's day. I mean, going against somebody, you know, one of the big swingers, going against a Guardian, recoil, and say, hey, you can't pitch blue. I mean, going against Warriors, going against Corinthia, you can't pitch blue. That's tough. I mean, there are hands, there are still things that can be done if you can't pitch blue, but just that ability to shut down an entire pitch color for your opponent, that's a really potent card. I think it's got some serious potential. As a Spinning Wheel Kick. Ooh, we got a second Majestic foil. So threw my consistency right out the window. But that is the Majestic Assassin Dagger Orbitoclast in rainbow foil. I will gladly see that. Toxicity, Spike with Frailty. So maybe that's what it is. They aimed for real consistency, but the occasional little burst of, ooh, another copy of Dishonor. Pretty good. So that when you get that little something extra, it's a really impressive thing. Bleed Out. Like, you get a little bit more wow when it does come. I don't know. It's going to be interesting you know, you guys know me. I'll be opening quite a bit of this. Bleed Out, Bonds of Ancestry, Plunge. So I'll be able to test my theories a bit more and see how everything actually looks. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I hope I'm right. Ooh, Mask of Malicious Manifestations, a rainbow foil one this time. I may have already had a rainbow foil one, but regardless, it's fine. It's just going to be interesting to kind of see how my speculation on the way the pulls roll actually, if it plays out or not. There's Toxicity, Recoil, and the last pack of my first case of the brand new set Outsiders for Flesh and Blood. Ooh, There's a Majestic. Another Assassin Dagger. Not a foil one this time, but a Nerve Scalpel. I also kind of like, I'll show y'all this in a second. I like what they did because with the different weapons, how they nerf the defend value of something different. Like they're all different options. So it's like they defend with a reaction card, defense or attack reaction. How about that? Or non-attacks. And then the one from Dynasty was attack actions. I think that's pretty cool. I actually really like that that concept. So yeah, here we go. Majestic foils. We got 4 for the case. Wander with Purpose, Amnesia, Shakedown, which that might be my favorite one of these. Though Amnesia, okay, I don't really care about Ninja, but all the rest of these are awesome. We got Orbitoclast, and then we got our 3 common cold foils. I think this is going to be exactly 20. 2, 3, 8. Exactly 20 non-foil Majestics, but we got a pretty good spread of those too. A couple of different legendaries, Buzzsaw and Collapsing, and not a whole lot of duplication yet. This is actually going to be an interesting set, I think, to chase down all the Majestics that you want. I bet rares and down will still be fine, but I think it's going to be interesting. But, man, okay, I won't lie. I was really hoping for the Trench, but if I wasn't going to get a Trench, 1 copy of Flick Knives and in rainbow foil, and 1 each of rainbow and cold foil Vambrace of Determination, I'm not going to complain about that. That is pretty spectacular. To go along with my pink visor, this is my, like I say, my Alpha Investments Rudy's kit. This set might take a second to grow on me, but so far, I mean, I love the art. I like the Ranger support, and getting those 3 legendaries is a blast. So I don't know. This is going to be interesting. I'm definitely going to be digging into a lot of it. This is pretty exciting. Anyway, thank you guys so much for upon release. It is finally here. Outsiders is here. You can't see me gesturing. I'm going to get that camera fixed. I apologize. But until then, just thank you for spending some time with me. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell me what you're pulling in Outsiders. If you played in pre-releases, tell me how that went. We didn't have one at the LGS I typically play at, but we're going to do a limited sealed event on Saturday anyway. So yeah, tell me what you're playing. Tell me what you're liking so far, what you're seeing, and I just appreciate your time always. I know there are a ton of great content creators and lots of things you could be doing, but so I appreciate the time you spend with me. Try not to take it for granted. In any case, thank you all so much. Have a great rest of your day. Bye, y'all.